What do an AMC theater and drag have in common? Let's talk about it. The story starts on May 14th, 1881, when William Dalton is born. William Dalton would become Julian Eltinge, who would be known as one of the most famous drag queens in the world. Julian Eltinge would be involved in the burlesque and vaudeville scenes as a female impersonator. He would tour Europe as well as the United States. He performed in all kinds of venues. Life got interesting for Julian Eltinge in 1910, however, when he began performing on Broadway. In 1911, Julian Eltinge brought a show to Broadway called The Fascinating Widow. And that show was such a success that he was able to take it on tour across the United States for a couple of years. And this inspired a producer to name a theater after Julian Eltinge because of all of the success that he had had. And they named that theater that was constructed on 42nd Street in New York the Eltinge Theater. From what I can tell in this picture, it looked absolutely lovely inside. It was even lovely outside, really. I dig it. Now, the story changes in 1986 for the Eltinge Theater when it closed. It remained closed for several years, and when it reopened in the late 90s, it was renamed the Empire Theater. They also moved it 200 feet, and I don't know how do you move a whole building? But apparently there's evidence. Eventually the name changed again and it became the AMC, and it's my understanding that the Empire Theater is kind of the lobby of the AMC. I've never been. I've been by this building and didn't know what it was though when I was in New York. So anyway, it is now the AMC. I just think it's really interesting that we can trace something that is relevant and not explicitly related to drag that many people know. I think it's interesting that we can connect that to drag. We can connect it to the queer community in a meaningful and substantial way. So you never know what drag has inspired in U.S. history.